Hey guys, hold on. I don't know why audio's not coming through. Okay, it is. Hopefully we'll be able to actually play this tonight. If not, I give up and kidding me? Okay. I don't even know what I'm doing tonight. I'm just kind of felt like walking around all the forest, see what kind of stuff they added, so here we are. And it's just me tonight, so. Hoping that it saved our GPS markers from before so I can go get some more 3D printed arrows. Okay. So, I don't know how to preserve battery from solar panels anymore. Because before, they would work at night as if they were like charging during the day. But now they seem to only provide power during the day and they do not do any kind of charging.
Flynn?
I forget. Is there a way to see what time it is? Okay. It's almost morning. So I guess I'll just hang out here. I really hate that they removed the ability to drink from running water. Like, they didn't remove the ability, but they made it to where it hurts you. There we go. Oh, I should have checked our turtle thing. Duh. Oh well. I believe we made a zipline network that leads to the 3D printer, I think. Crap. I hate the crossbow. Oh my god. I really hope they're not chasing me. What? That's new. Thanks, I hate it. Okay, good. I only brought 2. Okay, I'm definitely headed somewhere. I think this is the 3D printer. Yep, there it is. golf cart battery. Is that how I charge the solar panels? So I can go ahead and make some more poison ones. Yeah, no. I forgot that the torch sets off the sprinklers. Really? I can't? Oh. Interesting. GPS case. I don't know what that is, but let's make one. Where's the GPS case thing? And why do I have 3 boxes of rifle ammo when I only have 3 shots? Do I even have any? Gosh, I'm hurting for shotgun. This music isn't bad. Ah. Okay. It's only 10 a.m., so I could get back there, hook up the car battery, and then hopefully charge it. I'm hoping that's what it's for. In theory, if we were able to find multiple golf cart batteries, we could do I bother? What the hell? Yeah. Don't know how I missed so many arrows. Well, that one got away. This is not good. Hey, Monty. How's it going? How's audio? Can you hear me okay? Of course. Glad to hear it. Oh my god. I'm glad you're liking it, Monty. What'd you think of The Alchemist? The Alchemist is definitely... It's probably one of the worst solo classes. Just because everything it does is so focused on support, not even just heals, but support. But it's got some nice buffs, like the stone skin buff is really nice. And the nice thing about it is that you create the cloud. Like for all of their elixirs, you create the cloud first, and the cloud has its own duration. And the buff doesn't start its... Flynn, stop! The buff doesn't start its duration until you've stepped out of the cloud. So you technically can prolong the length of stone skin or the frenzy or the healing one, which I'm still trying to unlock. But you can prolong the duration of them just by holding your ground. And I really like that. There we go. Medic rocks. One of the nice things about, since I run Medic Alchemist for my like main team build, they gave both Medic and Alchemist one of their traits to be that they deal 20% increased damage when you max it out. So basically, that's their way of saying, like, hey, you're running support, here's a little bit more damage to even the odds. I'm pretty sure they stack. If they don't stack, then I'm going to need to rethink my life. But having 40% extra outgoing damage just for the archetypes you selected is really good. I think you'll enjoy Summoner when you get it, though. You have to. What was your first realm? Actually, what realms have you done? Because after the Labyrinth boss, that's when you get to go to either Neyrud or Yesha. Because each person's campaign, it varies. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but there are like 5 different realms, something like, if you count the there's Neyrud, Yesha, Root Earth, the Labyrinth, and then I guess the Ward, if you and Lawsome. Lawsome. So there's 5. Your starting realm, every player's campaign is different, because not only do the realms you go to vary. Yesha was your first. Oh wow, you're already at Root Earth? So you're about to beat the game. That's impressive. Well, Summoner's on Yesha. I can tell you how to get it if you want me to. But yeah, the different realms have different builds. So, for example, Jeremy and I could both have Yesha. But the bosses and regions that we get within Yesha could be completely different. Even the world boss. There's a ton of replay value in Remnant, a ridiculous amount. What did I come back? That's right. Need to equip this. Where's our water catcher? Honestly, that's what I need to do. I need to start just catching turtles. Stomping turdies, as Matt would say. Cool. So excited to replay it. Just got a friend playing. He started and lost him, and I was finding so many things I didn't. Yeah, I've played in Evan's world, my world, Jeremy's world, Matt's world, maybe Jake's. I can't remember if Jake just kind of piggybacked off of one of their worlds or not, but I've seen most things the game has to offer, I think. But I'm still seeing new stuff, even though, because I've pretty much played. I've done adventure mode, which is where you can re-roll the world, and basically, like, if you're looking for a specific boss, you can go into adventure mode and basically roll it till you get the roll that you need to find that boss. So with areas like Yesha and Lawsome, because I had to re-roll Lawsome a lot to get the Alchemist, which, by the way, love the way you get the Alchemist. I don't know if you realized how you got it, but that's disgusting. It's the sewer rat man thing. The first time I saw that, I was with Jeremy, and we were walking around his version of Lawsome, and I went up to the wider sewer grate, and the rat man took me, and I was like, Jeremy, I'm gone. And he was like, what do you mean you're gone? I was like, Jeremy, I'm gone. The rat man took me. He's like, what the hell are you talking about? Rat man. And I was just spectating. There was nothing I could do. And then he eventually died, and we woke up in the rat man's nest, and was like, oh, what the hell is this? And it's something that totally found by accident. But it was such an important thing because it got me the Alchemist. And there's actually 2 versions of that. There's one version that gets the Alchemist armor, and there's a version that gets you the Alchemist archetype. I don't know if you realized that, because I wear the Alchemist armor. I seriously have no idea where these turtles are. Also, there is an archetype in Re-Earth you can get called the Invader. It's like a teleporting melee class. So if you're interested in that. With Remnant, I would recommend the way to play it is, unless if you just can't enjoy yourself without a certain archetype. Thankfully, all of my archetypes are starter archetypes except for the Alchemist. I was able to make a Handler Medic build that I loved. But unless if you just can't enjoy yourself without certain archetypes, I say play the game once completely blind, and you'll have one of the greatest gaming experiences you'll ever have. Oh yeah, because you gotta remember, Monty, it's a Souls-like game. It happens to have more emphasis on guns than, like, it's a very ranged combat Souls game, but it's still a Souls game. So interesting. It has good melee, and there are some really cool melee weapons. Pro tip: did you ever fight the Nightweaver? I think is what she's called in Lawsome. Because there's a secret weapon you can get from her that is a staff that is how you use it to get another secret weapon, and the way you get it is really neat. The Red Doe Staff's probably... Yeah, I love the Red Doe Staff. It's really good. I ended up using the... I can't remember what it's called. It's the lightning axe that you can throw. I use that. I think I messed up getting the Nightweaver Staff. Okay. So when you're in the Nightmare Realm, that's where you go up to the nest that you used to get... there's like another nest that looks like the nest you used to get into the Nightmare Realm. That's where you put the statue in, and that's how you get the staff. But the staff, you can use it to go up to Namue, the big elf lady that has like a galaxy in her chest. She's sleeping sometimes when you go up to her, and if you use the Dreamcatcher charge attack on her arm while she's sleeping, you'll like get a fragment of her dream, and you can go into that dream, and it takes you to a realm where you can find this specific bow. So you give all the statues, but didn't get a staff. So I think you were supposed to take all of the statues and give the lady that was behind the cell, I think you were supposed to give her all the statues, and she has the full statue. Because I think it was all of the statues, you find them to get her statue, and her statue is how you get the Dreamcatcher staff. That sounds really confusing, but I think that's how it goes. So, did you do it in the Nightmare Realm, or did you do it at the web to get to the Nightmare Realm? Because you need to be in the Nightmare Realm already to get the staff. Also, what kind of weapons do you like? I can tell you how to get some cool weapons. Like if you like shotguns, there's a really cool shotgun that I can help you get. But you have to have a very specific location in Yeisha. But the fortunate thing is it's like it's the starting location of Yeisha if you get that build of Yeisha. The bummer is, I think, if you get that build of Yeisha, you don't get the build of Yeisha, you need to get the Summoner, I think. Man, Remnant 2 it did not get enough respect this year in terms of just accolades. Used the 3-stepper statues by accident, so I can't get a staff. Okay. So you can... One of the nice things about the Nightweaver is that I think she is one of 2 world bosses you can get in Geisha. So if you if you did like an adventure mode, you'd have very high likelihood to find the Night Weaver again. So you'll be able to get it later. I don't even know why I'm playing Sons of the Forest. I think I just needed something that was chill. So obviously I picked the cannibal game. That's what I was hoping. I'll go back at some point and get it, yeah. I wish the game was crossplay. I would totally join you. But yeah, what kind of guns do you like? You'll probably come to find that the at least for me, my favorite guns are the guns at the ward, the ones that you can just buy. Which is the AR you get from the handler class. Isn't it the best? I use that thing still to this day. It's such a good gun. It and the service pistol are my build, which is just so funny because it's like those are literally 2 starting weapons, and it's like I don't care. They're so good, and that's one of the things I love about the game is that there is no such thing as an outright bad piece of gear because you can upgrade them, and most guns you can put mods on them. Yeah, that's the thing I've come to find about the unique weapons, Monty, is that I don't like them as much just because I run support, so it's hard for me to do without the heal shot. So I use the service pistol and put heal shot on it, and then my rifle, it varies on what I put on it, but I like having an adaptable weapon. And that's something you just don't get out of the unique weapons. Have you been to Neyrud yet? That's the apocalyptic wasteland, like space. Oh, it worked. That's good. I was wondering why it didn't explode. Also, you don't want to play Sons of the Forest. RoboQuest is really fun. Oh, do you like RoboQuest? Neyrud is the worst. It is definitely the worst location. But it's where you get the engineer. And the engineer is, I think, even if people don't want to run the engineer, they need to get the engineer and then level it up to 10. Just because you get the armor trait. Well, you know they just came out with 1.0 of RoboQuest. So like it's like a new game now. They wiped progress, and it's like a full release. That happened, I think, like 2 weeks ago. That's one of the things I didn't like about RoboQuest is that it's the kind of early access game that wipes your progress, which I understand it to a point. But those are hard to get into. I need to light up this area better. Yeah, it feels pretty different too. I don't think I can make a torch out of this. But I could climb it. Oh, interesting. I was not able to get any of my progress back. How do I... G, that's right. Yeah. I wonder... Got a random pop-up that said it would give you all your wrenches, but also unlock 2 characters for you. Huh. Maybe that's an update they did after 1.0, and I need to check it out. So I wonder if I could get... If I could run cable out there, then I could light up that entire field. See, I've got those running now. So I wonder what happens if I equip the car battery. Okay. Equip the car battery. Aha! So... I'm going to try to run cabling out there so we can light up that field. That will help us so much at night. But it's going to take a lot of batteries, probably. What other games have you been playing lately, Monty? I picked up Salt and Sacrifice, so I could have something to play on this trip that didn't get to happen. Also, I ate your bag of jerky. I'm sorry, but it's okay. Flynn had some too, so I did share. I actually did buy that jerky with the full intention of giving it to you, by the way. Oh, storm's coming. But I bought this game called Salt and Sacrifice. It's really interesting. It's like a 2D Souls-like Monster Hunter blend, where you're hunting these big mage bosses, and you like craft gear out of their out of their bodies, just like you would with Monster Hunter. But it's definitely a Souls-like. So the combat's tough. There's kind of a Metroidvania style of exploration. It's a good time. A lot of people complain about it on the Steam store, like it's so bad that it's mixed. But that's just because you got the Souls bros that wanted it to be a Souls-like game. And they were like, you know what this is? It's like, well, that's probably for the best because I've played both of them and I honestly really prefer Sacrifice. Sex when games get like that. Yeah. It had me worried. Because I had kind of been following the game, and I was like, oh man, it's mixed. But then I was reading reviews of people that got it, and they were like, I was looking at this game completely wrong. It's not a Souls-like anymore. It's Monster Hunter. And I read that, and I was like, okay, I'm listening, because I absolutely love Monster Hunter. Ow. Okay, so that's not going to work. I really need to complete this wall. They could totally just walk past this. Either that or I'm at low tide right now. Oh look, logs. I'm going to complete that. Have you watched us play Sons of the Forest, Monty? It's a fun game. It gets a bit unhinged, but it's a fun game. Gotcha. It's a good time. We're basically stuck on a forest island that has a bunch of cannibals on it. Also, they're not like real cannibals. Like, they are science experiments. Like, I think they're cloning experiments, and they just ended up eating people and each other. So they're technically cannibals, but they're also not technically human. So kind of. Mainly in the fact that it's the same island, I believe. Oof. This is why we need lights out here. Oh, hey, the car battery works. This is my tower that I made for myself. Mainly so I could have a lookout tower to shoot my bow from. Oh my gosh, just grabbed the... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Probably also turn this into basically the battery for the entire, at least front wall. But I'm gonna need probably 2 more car batteries to get that kind of juice, at least. Wow, it actually let me sleep. I'm so used to sleep getting interrupted. Okay. I'm a big fan of my little fireplace I've made here. Gonna make some chicken noodle soup for breakfast. Can I not grab... Are you kidding me? Okay. They really fumbled the way water works in this game. Like drinking water. They had it in a pretty good system where you know what? Well, I hope you don't use my recipe, Monty. Because it's kind of gross. What? No. You know, let's find out, Monty. Let's find out. I'll show you my recipe now. Don't you just love our zipline network? Also, I don't know if you saw this in the background. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. You see that? That long stretch? That's not a zip line. That's a log that glitched and literally stretched from our main cabin up to our logging camp up there for no reason. I don't know why it chose to stretch from those two places, but it's literally like, I call it the Bifrost because it's literally just a magical bridge that we have access to. Oh, wrong zip. We could probably make a zipline network that utilizes the Bifrost. Oof, this fish is definitely going bad. Alright, let's make some chicken noodle soup. You ready? First we gotta get water. It has to be running water because, God forbid, I cook the water that isn't running water. Alright, so let's see. We put in ramen noodles and an arm. And there you go. That's how Mama used to make it. I couldn't remember if it was an arm or a leg, but it's an arm. Sounds scrumptious, yeah. I should have eaten first. It's not just any arm, it's a rotten arm. So the job for today is to get running lights to that field, the field in front of our base. There's a popular takeaway thing in the UK called Donner meat, which I don't think is big in America. It's meat that it could be. That sounds kind of like hot dogs. Yeah, what's one or two rotten arms in your chicken noodle soup, you know? That's how you get the elbow grease in there. Ugh. Yep, keep relaxing, Kelvin. Wouldn't want you to do something useful. That'd be useful. Okay. Please explain to me why you don't want to go straight. So we're going to run our wiring through these logs. Gonna come up here and use, that's gonna be kind of like my base point to run the power to, and everything else will run out of that. Huh. It just occurred to me that I don't think I can put light bulbs on just anything. Well, that sucks. We're still going to make something work. Actually, why don't I just chop down logs back here? I really wish they'd add back the recurve bow to this game that was in the first game, because I don't know if you ever heard me say this, but the recurve bow, like the modern bow, I guess is what they call it in regular forest, is the bow that I competed with when I was competitive in archery. Like it looks exactly like it. Like it's got the black and red. Maybe not exactly like it, but it looks very similar. I just always thought that was super cool. What the? No. That's wrong. This is going to be so jank because of this incline. What? Alright, time to run cable. I think all of the panels are connected already, so I just need to connect to one of them to get connected to the network. Because I think they tether. Yeah, so that one's running to here. So I'll run... Yeah, it looks like it's connected. This looks so bad. Alright. So now we just need to get a light bulb hooked up. It's not what I meant to do. Alright, let's try this. Oh, do I have to run the wiring first and that's how I attach light bulbs? I wonder if I could put light bulbs on the... Ha-ha! We got power. Okay. So now I just need to run arches like that around. I've only got 24 wire. I've got more wire in the tower, so we should be good. I think I need one right about here. And we're just going to see how well these light up everything. It could be terrible. And just not at all worth it. But we're going to find out. And hey, when they finally someday add shock traps, I'll have run power. I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Monty. It's only noon right now, so still got some time to get at least one more light up and running. I do not like the way this looks. I feel like it's going to get attacked, you know? I'm assuming if it gets attacked, then I'm going to have to rerun everything. I wonder. I haven't actually tried to see how long the reach of these cables are. Oh. Oh, wow. Huh. So I don't need this. All I need to do okay, that's my distance. That's not bad. So I can just make little... In fact, I wonder... Nope, nope, line it up. That won't work. But... I'm going to keep this one. Just because I don't have to undo all that wiring. Actually... Let me do the thing. Is it a half? Maybe that's my problem. Oh gosh. Yep. That's exactly what I needed. Now. Perfect. Then I have working light. That's much more efficient. The final boss is a bitch. What are you fighting? Because if you're on the final boss, it should have multiple phases. Yeah, and fair warning, when you think you've beaten the boss with the final phase, get ready for one little push, because it will send more enemies at you. Oh, if you're at the big red door, yeah. What level is your medic? Do you have healing shield yet, I guess is my question. Healing shield is going to be your best friend, because it's your oh shit button, and you're going to need it. Level 2. Oof. I think you get healing shield like level 7 or something. No healing shield? Dang. You got this. Give it a shot. The dog res is going to be very useful. I eagerly await to hear how it goes for you, Monty. It took me a lot of tries. So if you're doing one try, just please lie to me and tell me that it was really, really hard, and you're still trying 2 weeks later, just to save my my pride, if you would be so kind. You know? Veteran? I think the second difficulty. That's usually what I do with games, is I usually start on the middle of the road difficulty. Hey, Minnie. That was not anywhere near water. Okay. That helps my pride, Monty. I appreciate it. Can you not change the difficulty whenever? You know what? I'm gonna try something. Yeah. You can always just do adventure mode on a higher difficulty. Okay, so fine. I will chop down another tree, because you're going to make me do it. Oh, wait, no. Still have plenty of wood over here. Okay, and then, yep, one of those. And then one of these. One of them's. Hey, I made a 4. All right. wonder if I can chop that down a little bit. Does not appear that I can. But that'll at least give me some more height on that light. Did you fight the boss? So the thing that's so rough about that fight is that it's shifting you between two different fights. So when you're fighting in the room, it could charge up an attack and then shift you to fighting the dragon, and then it'll shift you back to fighting in the room, and you'll forget that an attack was being charged up, and so you'll be vulnerable. It is insane. It is a ridiculous boss fight. It's very cool, but I never want to do it again. It's that kind of fight. Like, super neat concept, but never again. Okay. I'm going to be pissed if these bulbs don't do anything helpful. Yeah, there is some sense to that, so I'll do one here and then best tip I could give you for that fight, Monty, is just, and this is going to sound like a thanks, Steven. great advice. But best advice I can give you is literally just figure out the patterns. Because once you figure out the patterns, you'll kind of know dodge timing and where the attacks are coming in when you're in the room again. Um, okay, and then drop that down. Nope. I'm not good at the building in this game. Oh, but I actually ended up making the shape I wanted to make. How about that? Maybe I'm not so bad. Oh my god! That... What? Please die. Please just die. Yes, Kelvin, I see. Thank you. Kelvin, you gonna revive me? Kelvin? I hear footsteps. But I don't know if they're Kelvin's. Freaking idiot. Kelvin's so useless. Oh, good. Shark. If you're already getting close on your first few attempts, then... Yeah, isn't it, like, super cool? But also, don't you never want to do it again once you've beaten it? Yeah. Remember, don't put your controller down once you beat him. There is a surprise third phase where, while the boss is dying, he sends minions after you. Be prepared for that. Are my lights not working? Dang, they already ran out of juice. Why is that? I guess it's because there's just so many bulbs. I mean, in that case, I'm gonna need way more batteries. Are there easy ways to get scrap? Because that's the one thing I'm always out of. What the hell? It says the battery's got juice. Why aren't you powering anything? I'm shocked. Calvin's cowering like a little bitch in the corner. Pretty much just destroy everything you see, Monty. Can I rip a golf cart battery off of a golf cart? That'd be really nice. Guess not. Oh gosh. Can't see where my zipline is. Calvin, what are you doing? See why I need the lights? Yeah, I'm gonna need so many more batteries. And there's enemies here, of course. Where are they? Oh my gosh. Where are they, Calvin? There. Babies. There's no freaking way that hit me. Oh, cool. Yeah. I hate the babies. Please. Thank goodness. Did all the bulbs come on? Looks like some of them didn't. this. I understand. I am dying of hunger and thirst. There we go. All set. Oh crap, it's winter. That really sucks. Where's my winter jacket? So I can go that way. No, that's the way I already went. I'll go this way. All of the lights are turned on, but they're not really illuminating anything. Alright. I should probably make some soup first. Lord knows I'm gonna need it. Do I not have another severed arm? How am I going to make my soup if I don't have a severed arm? Oh, thank goodness. It's going to be okay, guys. Come on. You beat him on 3 tries? Gotta chase down this deer with my katana. Okay, so the deer's faster than me. Poor deer didn't stand a chance. Had no idea that I've studied the blade. Jeremy would have laughed at that. I really hope we start streaming again soon. I get December's, just Christmas time in general, just a really busy time of the year, but I've missed my guys, you know? This has been one of the worst months of my life, and I'm not mad at anybody. Glad you didn't get caught by it, Monty. But yeah, I'm not mad at anybody or anything. Like, I understand it, but it just, I'm having a hard time, you know? Alright, so, crap. I hope so too, Monty. It's... Oh my gosh. The whole thing with my job has really crushed me. Especially with the way it happened. Oh my god. Because I've been at that church for almost 2.5 decades. And I've always wanted to work in that church. It was basically my dream job, is what I had. And because of an honest mistake and senior leadership's lack of ability to communicate properly, that's been taken from me. And I don't know how to handle it. I'm not sleeping, quite honestly. I can't remember the last time I slept in my own bed, because I've needed noise to drown out my brain, because I just can't I keep running everything through my head, and it just doesn't make sense, and I want it to make sense, and it just doesn't. So I end up having to come lay down on the couch in the living room so I can have the TV on. So I have some kind of noise to drown out everything. Um, and it's been like that off and on. It's been like that since they gave me the news at the end of October. But this week, especially for the past week, I think for literally 7 days now, I haven't been able to sleep in my own bed. And it really sucks. The good news is I went the correct direction. I hope I can, Monty. I really hope I can. Just looking for jobs. It feels like I have to start over completely, you know? And looking for jobs is already such a stressful thing to me. But when I've tried looking at openings, it's just, I've felt such dread. Just looking at, well, it requires this and this, and this is what will be expected of you, and just all that stuff. Feeling underqualified. Just, I already deal, especially right now, I've already been dealing with a lot of anxiety, and that doesn't help. But it needs to happen because the clock's ticking, you know? I'm going to be without a job. And the job that I had, I was able to work with people that I really liked. And I had a team that I basically got to handpick of volunteers that I was friends with all of them. And now that's gone. And it's like, I could understand if this all happened because of like a monumental screw up on my part, or if there was something that, you know, some kind of moral failing, or something where I affected the church like in a super negative way, or if it was financial issue. Yeah, I could understand any of that stuff. This is none of those things. To this day, I still don't know truly what it is, because I feel like what I was told is dishonest. But I don't know. It's just hard thinking of moving on from something I truly loved, a place that I truly love, over something that, oh wow, 2 golf cart batteries. I came to the right place. But it was entirely avoidable. This whole thing was, unless if it wasn't, in which case I've had senior leadership that's been wanting to get rid of me for God knows how long, and that, I don't know which outcome's worse, you know? Because it's either an avoidable situation or they never wanted me. It's absolutely been the worst part, Monty. Because I have proven myself to be extremely devoted to that place and extremely willing to change where I need to change. But something that my church is kind of known for is really bad internal communication. Meaning the staff is really bad at telling each other what they need to know, because we all kind of silo ourselves off. So the senior leadership did not tell me that there was a problem. So they were operating with heightened frustration as if I knew that I was supposed to change some things when I didn't. And so it's like, what the hell do you expect me to do? I didn't know how dire the situation was. And the last time we talked was in May, and it was like, yeah, my scheduling needs work, but I have a small child that is not old enough for daycare yet, so you're gonna have to bear with me. That was where we left off. And then 6 months later, it's like, we've been so pissed off that you haven't fixed things that you're fired, essentially. It's like, well, this is news to me, you know, which just kind of leaves me feeling like, and I'm not saying this is what the case is, it's just, this is how I feel. It leaves me feeling like I was set up. Like, there was this expectation, like, they've been wanting me out of the staff for a while. And it was just kind of like, let's just wait for him to have the slightest screw up, and then we'll just nail him. I did not mean to... What? I've already... Oh, crap. I didn't want to do this. Whoa, the hell? Oh my god. Can they swim? I hope they can't swim. You gotta change sometimes. Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, I knew the issue, but what I communicated to them was, I understand, like, because the whole thing was my job has always been very task oriented, so the hours have been flexible, but it became an issue where it was like, I need to be present on Mondays and Tuesdays was the day we agreed upon. And I was doing fine until Peter was born. And Anna works a non-negotiable 8 to 5 Monday to Friday job. So it became my job to be responsible for what happens to him during those times. And so, you know, me working in a church, I thought, they'll understand. That, you know, someone has to take him. So sometimes on Mondays and Tuesdays, I would not be there for my designated hours, but I never slacked on my work. My work was always done. And I was always very good about saying, like, checking, like, hey, do you guys need anything? And then in May, an incident happened where they told me, you need to be here at the agreed upon times, which is, you know, fair enough. Understood. But I told them, I still have Peter till August. August is when he would be old enough to do what's called Mother's Day out at another church, which is where between the hours of 8 and 12, he's taken care of, and then my mother-in-law takes him. So I told them, hey, it's going to take some time. I understand where I need to be, but it's going to take some time because I can't magically make people available to take Peter. So it's going to be a little while. And I left that meeting with the understanding that that was okay, that progress was enough. And that was in May. Then October 27th, we have a meeting because of another incident, and they're just like, you never fixed your hours, so we've had enough. A meeting has already happened. You're done. So I was literally ambushed, which is what makes me think that it was calculated. It's either gross incompetence or underhanded tactics, and I know that the people I work with aren't incompetent. And that's the thing, Monty. The people I work with, for the most part, like there has been a good bit of empathy there, which is why I thought we were okay. I've had no issues till this happened. But suddenly it was like they were at the point of senior leadership was at the point of such frustration that it was like, we have to do something about this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe talk to me before you talk to the people that decide to fire me, because the people that fired me didn't even have the whole story. Like, they didn't even know what happened regarding the incident that resulted in my termination. It's just all, like, pardon my French, it's a shit show. It's an absolute shit show. And it is leaving me devastated. Oh my God. I am completely torn apart over all this. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I want to do. And I want answers. I want answers that I'm never going to get. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's the very, 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 very abridged version. Sounds awful, really, and I hope you find something new. Yeah. I hope that either someone comes to their senses and I get the apology that I deserve, or I find something better. But where I am standing, it's really hard to think of what realistically I could do that has the flexibility that I need in our current stage of life. Because, like I said, for the most part, they were very understanding with my schedule with Peter until they just suddenly weren't. And that's what I need, is I need flexibility. I need to mostly be able to work from home. And I just need to be able to work with people that I can trust. Because this isn't the church's fault. Don't hear in any of this, don't hear me say that, like, gosh, the church is awful, it's so corrupt. No, that's not what happened here. I would take a bullet for most of the people there. This entire thing is the result of two people, one of which is corrupt, and the other of which doesn't have a spine. Their actions are not reflective of the place as a whole. It just really sucks that the two people that are responsible for all this are the people in charge of the entire building. I need to collect another arm. Oh my gosh, climb. Like, I find crazy that churches even have that many job positions, because over here I don't really think that's a thing. Yeah. So a lot of I grew up in I grew up in this church that I have been working at, but down here, especially in the South, in the U.S., there are a lot of big churches, and sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's less of a good thing, because you've got churches that utilize those funds and the manpower to minister to the community, to reach back out. That's ultimately what a lot of church staffing is supposed to be, is that, especially in our culture today, people don't seek out the church a lot. And so you staff people to go out into the community and see what needs they can fulfill and connect with people and try to build that community. But then you have other churches, the mega churches, as it were, that, like, the vast majority of their money go into staffing. They've got way too many people on staff. And it just kind of, a lot of times it can just feel like it's a feel-good church. Like, people go there because it's the place to be. That's not how our church is. It was the big church for a while in the early 2000s. But we've always been very people focused. We've never lost sight of the mission, and that's one of the things I love about the place. Yeah, mega churches. Like, there's one church down here. I'm not gonna mention it by name, but it is a church that is so big that they have remote locations where they will literally, like, buy out a movie theater and they'll make that a campus for the church, where people just go there to watch the live stream of the actual church. But here's the frustrating thing about it. They don't open these remote churches, as far as I know, in places that need churches. They will go to established communities with a bunch of churches that are already established, like small churches that already have a sense of community, and they'll open up the church there, and they'll basically cannibalize these other churches. A lot of small churches have died because of these remote locations opening. And it's like, that is so backwards from how church planning should be. Because at that point, you're not growing the church community as a whole. You're growing your church's community by just stealing from the church. You know? It's insane to me. Like, church plants, and this is how they usually are, I believe, but they go to communities that don't have an established church presence. Sometimes nationally, sometimes internationally. Yeah, it's extremely backwards, Monty, and I cannot stand that place. I'm sure there are good people there, but it's the kind of place that I when I think of, like, your typical, like, goes to church because it's the South and it's what you're expected to do. When I think of that typical person, they go to that church. It's the Sunday, Wednesday warriors, you know? That's just not how things are done where I come from. Well, that's not how they're supposed to be done. But again, don't hear me say, like, oh, church is corrupt, the church is bad. No, it's not. The church, when it does what it's supposed to be doing, is a wonderful place. It's a wonderful thing that is very near and dear to my heart. But there is a lot of church turning into a business happening. And a lot of that, I would say, is probably happening because bigger churches are afraid. Because where we're headed as a society, as a world, it does not look to faith. And that scares people who work in with the church in the current place it is in the status quo. And so you get a lot of that megachurch mindset where it's take out the little guy as long as it means we survive. And I love working in a church. Well, I've loved working in a church. Because a lot of what I do, hey Kelvin, a lot of what I've done in my job is that reaching back out into the community, especially during COVID. COVID happened, I think, 1 or 2 years after I got the full-time position. And that was when suddenly everything became a media production. And people were looking to the church for help and for community, and it was basically my job to make sure that we kept that, and I did, with a lot of great help. But things are different now. And yeah, you're right. There is good and bad and everything. I'm basically waiting here to see what happens with those generators or the batteries, whatever. And then if they work, I'm probably going to call the stream. These are connected. There is a way to skip time, but the way to do that is sleeping. And if you sleep, hold on. If I sleep during the day, I can't sleep at night, so I pretty much have to wait. Okay, something just went down. What's this solar panel? Why? These are still... Okay, no, they're down. 0 watt, 0 watt. 100 watt, 100 watt, yeah. It's because there's no more solar stuff. Yes. These have 100 watts worth of power because they're connected to the battery. The red light means that they don't have any. So this panel over here is not connected to the network. It must not be. It's frustrating how little those lights really seem to help. They seem no better than the torches. That really sucks. I wonder if there's like another type of light that I could use. Yeah, you're exactly where my head is, Monty. I'm not sure. I bet they'll add floodlights or something. This game's hitting 1.0 in February. That's the next update we're getting. I mean, it's kind of helpful. I don't know how much of that, though, is the light bouncing off the snow. Whatever. Well. Do I think this game is better than the first one? Oh my gosh. The game is freaking out currently. Yes. But also no. I don't think they necessarily... I think it feels like there's more here in this game. Like, the building in this game is 100% better. Unless I'm just misremembering the kind of things you can do with the first one. But the first one also... It had things about it that I really liked. Like the boat. Once we got the boat in the first one, it added a really cool sense of, like, not just camping all the time, but, like, going on an adventure, you know? And I liked that. I thought that was neat. And, of course, the first one had the better bow and arrow. But this one has guns. All right. Yeah, a good or bad bow can make a world of difference. All right, let's check our generators. Yep, you got it, Monty. I'm about to end the stream anyway. Hopefully, we'll talk to you on Monday. Good night, Monty. Thanks for hanging out. And good night to the rest of you, if anyone is even here. We'll see you guys, hopefully, on Monday. Goodbye.